Now, I got a stupid question. Like, I can see what people are brought up in a secular sense. They just don't have any belief in anything spiritual, and they just pursue the passions because there are things that are out there and they feel good. If it feels good, it can't be bad, right? But what's the attraction of the occult? It just seems to me kind of weird and creepy and like I don't know. It's like fairy tale stuff. Well, why would people pursue something like that? I don't understand the appeal to all that.
So I think the appeal, I describe it in my book on the Masons and their lies, which I wrote about why Masonry and Orthodoxy are not compatible. Really, I wrote it or rewrote it as a handbook for priests to help parishioners out of Masonry. If there are parishioners in Masonry, don't realize why it's bad. I describe occultism as a chew toy for the over-intelligent, which means people that have more IQ points than are necessarily functional or helpful, and their brain just needs to chew on something all day. Occultism is very appealing to that because look at this star chart goes with this type of metal, goes with this planet, goes with this magic power, and it's like drawing all these connections between things that don't exist. But for this kind of overactive imagination, it feels like it's learning secret knowledge, secret wisdom, learning about the truth about how things work. So for me, I mean, I can only speak to myself, but for me, it was I was genuinely seeking the truth. That's how I got to Masonry. At the time, I thought, I wasn't a Christian at the time. I thought, oh, these people, it's like the storehouse of ancient pagan philosophy, which is really, especially what the Scottish Rite is, the storehouse of pagan philosophy. It's all based on Kabbalah at the end of the day, but that's a whole different conversation. I had a genuine seeking for truth that still is serving me to this day in a much better way, obviously, because God took me out of Masonry eventually to Christianity. There's also an appeal to pride. The idea of knowing secret knowledge that most people don't know is very appealing for someone who is either very smart or thinks of themselves as very smart, or some combination of the two, that kind of wants to have that one up over other people, that edge over other people, to be part of the secret, the elite, the manipulators, that want to have this power, right? Power, knowledge is power, stuff like that, where if you're part of this club of people that know this secret information, I mean, it's Gnosticism, right? Masonry is Gnosticism. That's what all the occult is. It's an appeal to pride for over-intelligent people that simply don't have any real discernment. At least that was my experience. You don't find a lot of people with an IQ of 80 getting into the occult. It's something that's there's a downside to intelligence too, right? If it's not grounded in Christ. There's
Well,
certainly
that certainly explains my lack of interest. So that aside,